Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. It's day 3 of the trial for a woman charged in the 2019 death of her husband. 53-year-old Lori Phillips is facing one charge of second-degree reckless homicide for the fatal hit and run of 48-year-old Mark Phillips.
For roughly 2 hours today, jurors watched Phillips explain to investigator Fritz Leinfelder what happened on the night of February 22nd, 2019. During the interview, Phillips says her worst fear is that Mark chased after her and slipped and fell.
News 8 Now's Dua Israr has the details.
53-year-old Lori Phillips sat in court and watched as prosecutors replayed the interview she gave the morning after 48-year-old Mark Phillips's body was discovered. On February 23, 2019, Phillips called 911 to say Mark was in a snowbank near their home in Holman. Both her and Mark had been drinking at a dive bar the night before.
We argued all the way home. When we got home, I told him I was leaving.
Phillips told investigator Fritz Leinfelder Mark never got physically abusive before that night. Phillips says she got into her truck to leave for the night, but Mark tried to stop her.
When he got to my door, I took off. His door was still open, meaning the passenger door that he was getting his stuff out. I turned right out of the driveway and it closed.
Phillips says she returned to their home at 2 a.m. and slept on the couch. She says she found Mark's body in the snowbank the next morning.
He wasn't in the room. I went outside to see. His car was in the garage, thinking he went out with friends last night. That's when I saw him laying in the snowbank. I went inside and called the police.
In court, a state crime lab supervisor testified blue jean fibers were found under Phillips's truck that were similar to the jeans Mark was wearing.
The blue cotton fiber that I examined, the questioned fiber, was consistent with the blue jean fiber.
The defense argued the truck was not examined at Phillips's home near Holman, and evidence could have been contaminated on the road.
Wisconsin roads, particularly in the Crosse, are not particularly well known for being smooth, easy to drive on roads, right?
That's correct.
Phillips, in her interview, says she never saw Mark come after her.
My worst fear is that he chased me down the driveway and slipped and fell, and then I just left him there and I didn't even know he was there, because otherwise I would have just come back.
Earlier, a forensic pathologist testified Mark had rib fractures on one side of the chest and extensive blunt force trauma.
Mark also lost up to 1 liter of blood. If convicted, Lori Phillips faces up to 25 years in prison.